Hello, the Pioneer viewers. I hope you're healthy and well. As you know, the Russia-Ukraine war remains on top priority on our agenda. The war between Russia and Ukraine continues to ebb and flow. While the sides continue their mutual attacks, important developments are taking place on an international scale. The war is approaching its second year and Russia is not getting what it wants. This has been a huge fiasco for Russia. Having lost international reputation and being subjected to many sanctions, Russia is paying for its mistakes. War is a complex and challenging process for states. In times of war, especially political decision-makers need to act in a planned manner. Otherwise, an entire nation may have to pay the price of failure. This is exactly what is happening to Russia. The aggressive behavior of the Moscow government continues to cause hardship for the Russian people. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine and the ensuing war is approaching its second year. The long-standing war and conflict environment is pushing the parties to take more radical decisions. It is observed that the Ukrainian army has seriously increased its attacks in recent days. Russia, on the other hand, is struggling to take measures against the Ukrainian attacks. As a result, Russia is suffering new losses every day. With the increase in Russian losses, the Ukrainian army is also increasing its attacks. According to the news announced in the past days, the Ukrainian army attacked Russian targets. After the Ukrainian attack, a pilot in the Russian Air Force was destroyed. While Ukraine continues its attacks, it is also making new preparations. The Kiev administration, which has recently launched a major offensive, wants to increase its gains before the Russian army gets over the shock. Important developments are also taking place behind the front line. The Russia-Ukraine war continues to maintain its importance on the agenda of international politics. Okay, now if you're ready, let's analyze the downing of the Russian plane by the Ukrainian army and international developments together. As the Pioneer, we continue to report on Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications in order not to miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all your comments on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments. Tell me in the comment what content would you like to see on the Pioneer channel. Let's start if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. The news that has emerged in recent days has clearly expressed the working discipline of the Ukrainian Military Intelligence Organization. Since the beginning of the war, the Ukrainian Military Intelligence Organization has been trying to evaluate all kinds of information. The intelligence organization, which effectively evaluates the intelligence information and general information about the war, provides important information in critical operations. Ukrainian military intelligence had successfully completed critical missions many times in previous attacks. In the last operation, an important detail emerged. Ukrainian military intelligence had avenged many Russian soldiers who committed war crimes in the previous attacks. It is possible to observe the same signs in the latest operation. A statement was made by the Ukrainian Military Intelligence Organization about the operation. According to the statement, a Russian pilot who was involved in attacks targeting civilians in Ukraine was shot down. The details of the attack operation were stated in the statement. The Russian strategic bomber pilot, who was identified to have taken part in the previous attacks against civilians in Ukraine, was shot down at the Russian airbase in Moscow. Ukrainian military intelligence identified the pilot as Major Oleg Sergeyevich Ishtikachuyov. The operation, which took place in the city of Engels in the east of Ukraine's borders, was carefully planned. The military intelligence organization said in a statement that the target of the operation was to pay for what they did to the Ukrainian people. After the attack on the Engels airbase, there was a great panic at the facility. The Ukrainian Military Intelligence Service said that the same fate awaits all Russian war criminals, stating that it knows the names, addresses, the licensed pilots of the Russian soldiers involved in the war crimes. Ukrainian intelligence intimidated Russian soldiers, stating that they will pay for the attacks against the Ukrainian people sooner or later. Ukrainian military intelligence told Russian soldiers that the revenge awaits them. Ukraine targeted the Engels base, which hosts part of Russia's long-range bomber fleet, including the Tu-95 used to attack Ukraine. Located about 300 miles from the Ukrainian border, the base is deep inside Russian territory. The Engels airbase has been attacked by the Ukraine on previous occasions. In December 2022, the Russian Defense Ministry reported the 2 attacks on the Engels airbase, including a drone strike. Moscow officials said that Ukraine had attacked Engels airbase and the Aklevo facility in Russia's Ryazan region. another target for the Russian strategic bomber. The Ukrainian military's operations deep inside Russian territory are interpreted by military experts as an important achievement. Following the recent attacks by the Ukrainian forces targeting critical Russian infrastructure facilities, many military experts evaluated Ukraine's strategy. Stating that Ukraine's attacks have been a different dimension, experts say that targeting Russian strategic assets is an important goal for Ukraine. And the increasing attacks of the Ukrainian army in recent days are also met with surprise for the Russian front. The defense capabilities of the Russian army are insufficient to prevent Ukrainian attacks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky recently visited critical regions, visiting the village of Robotyne on the southern front, which the Ukrainian army retook from the Russian army last summer. Zelensky made important statements. Zelensky stated on social media that he thanked the Robotyne 65th Mechanized Brigade and its soldiers. Stating that it was a great honor to be there, Zelensky said that the struggle will continue until the Russian occupation ends. Visiting the region, Zelensky also announced the appointment of a new governor to the Zaporizhia region. According to the decree issued by the President of Ukraine, Ivan Fedorov, the mayor of Melitopol was appointed as a new governor of Zaporizhia. The 35-year-old new governor, Ivan Fedorov, is known for his opposition to the Russian occupation. Fedorov was kidnapped in March 2022 by the Russian soldiers who entered his city after he refused to cooperate with Moscow. Fedorov was rescued in a prisoner exchange in the following days and has since been involved in an important work against the Russian occupation. What do you think about the Ukrainian army's revenge attack? How do you interpret the work of the Ukrainian military intelligence? What do you think that the Ukrainian army gains from the operations against the strategic targets? How do you evaluate the Ukrainian army's operations deep into the Russian territory? And how do you interpret Zelensky's statements? I care about your opinion. Please share it with me.